Okay, welcome back, students. This is your instructor. Today I'm going to take a look at 11.3, which is dealing with consumer loans and credit cards. So I think you're going to find that most of these are fairly easy. It's just a matter of accounting. Initially you're asked to do these problems dealing with average daily balance. In number one, they give you the average daily balance and they give you the monthly interest rate, and so you're just asked to find the finance charge. So that's as simple as multiplying the interest rate times the average daily balance. But in number two, they give you a balance starting in March 5th, and then different purchases were made, and then there was a payment made, and they actually ask you to find the average daily balance. So there you kind of need to either use a spreadsheet or just kind of take account for these purchases. And there is a watch it video that you'll probably want to watch to get this one, because we're going to actually move on to, I don't know if it's more difficult problems, but let me just say one thing about these problems, like problem number 2. So when you start your daily balances, it's going to start on the date in which it states here, which is March 5th. So that'll be day 1. And then the billing date is April the 5th. So just note that April 5th is not included. So April 4th will be your last day. Okay. All right, I think I want to jump down to number 9, and I'm going to show you 2 ways in which to do this. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with a calculator, because I know some of you are still learning how to use your calculator. So let's just use the formula and use a calculator. So let me go ahead and clear this off. And let's gather our information for this problem. So if I'm not mistaken, we purchased a car for $27,180, and we're going to finance it for 5 years, and the interest rate is 8%. Okay, so that's pretty much all we need to know. And just know that it is a monthly payment, so N is equal to 12 because there's 12 months in a year. So let's go ahead and execute the formula that is given in the book, which is for PMT calculations. It's going to be the amount that is the purchase price, basically, times R over N divided by 1 minus the quantity 1 plus R over N to the negative N times T. Okay, so doing order of operations, we actually want to start inside of the parentheses first, and then we're going to take that answer and multiply it by our A, which is the purchase price. 27,180 was our purchase price. Okay, so our interest rate was 8%, so that's equal to 0.08. N was 12 because there's 12 months in a year, and T was 5. So we can go ahead and multiply N times T. 12 times 5 is 60. So that'll be our exponent inside of the parentheses for the denominator. So we're going to get 1 plus 0.08 over 12 on the denominator, and that's probably where I would start, to the negative 60 power. And then we're going to take that answer and subtract it from 1. And this is where a calculator that has a memory or a recall button comes into play. It's not absolutely necessary that you have a calculator like that, but I think it is certainly helpful. So I think I would probably start on the denominator, unless you know how to do this in one step. You could actually do this problem in one step if you can use your parentheses properly. But I'm going to start with 0.08 divided by 12, which is actually a repeating decimal. Okay, and then it's basically 0.00666 repeating. Now if I add 1 to that, So I'm going to go ahead and just do this right here. It's going to be 1.0066 repeating. Okay, so at this point you want to keep as many decimal places as you possibly can. Again, it's better if you just use your calculator, so I'm just going to add 1 to that and then raise it to the -60 power. So make sure you understand that there's a difference between the minus button and the negative button. Most calculators have a negative button. I think all calculators do. So I got 0.67 for this part. I got 0.67121044 repeating. Now I'm going to take that and subtract it from 1. So 1 minus that answer gives me on the denominator 0.32878955, probably repeating. Okay, so that's my denominator. And on the top, we have 0.08 divided by 12, which we said was 0.066 repeating. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 0.0066 repeating, so just push a bunch of sixes, divided by my answer, which is 0.32878955. But instead of typing it, I'm just going to recall that answer using the answer button, and I get 0.02027,63943. Now, instead of writing it down, I'm just going to go ahead and multiply it by 27,180. Okay, so I got $551.11. The next digit's a 2, so we can actually round down. So it's $551.11. And that does match the answer that's given. As you can see here, it's $551.11. So that is, that's doable. I don't think that's impossible. What I would like now to do is actually show you how to do this using a spreadsheet. So let's actually just open up an Excel spreadsheet. And if you can learn the process here, it's a really good way to double check your answer, and you're not going to have rounding issues. So what you do first is just click on a cell, click on equals, and then you start typing PMT. And you see that there's a formula or a function built in the spreadsheet for what's the monthly payment calculation. And it tells you exactly, if you hover over it, it calculates the payment for a loan based on the constant payments and a constant interest rate. The way it wants you to enter in your data is very specific. The order matters here. Is interest rate is first, now, which is 8%, but because it's a monthly interest rate, it's an annual interest rate, but it's divided into 12 months. We're going to divide it by 12. So this is typically what you do on these types of problems, is you put in the annual interest rate divided by 12. Now the next one is the number of payments. N per is the number of payments. So it's 5 years, 12 payments a year, so that's 60 payments in total. And then PV stands for present value. What was the purchase price? So that purchase price was $27,180. And then the next two are in brackets or braces. So we don't need to actually include those. That would be a place for future value in type. If you wanted to get more information, you could actually click on the PMT and it'll detail how this formula works. Really, that's all you need to do your monthly payment calculation using the spreadsheet. Just press enter now, and there's your $551.11. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this video short. Now you know how to do monthly payment calculations using a spreadsheet, and also you've seen me do it by hand. So I hope that was helpful.